Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for stopping by and watching this video. And if you would want to, you can watch any of my other videos. That's great. I really hope this stuff is a help to you. Um, if you want to, you can leave me a comment, send me an email, whatever the case may be. Anyways, so we're on this series on the voice of God and voice of Satan. Um, I think I'm going to do two more things here. One is another video about practical application. Um, yeah, so last video we were talking about practical application and how Satan's voice causes all kinds of depression and insecurities and all that junk and garbage, right? Well, this really, Satan's voice pretty much causes dysfunctional families and all the effects of that, pretty much. Right? Because the guy or whoever the case may be, I'm not going to be pointing fingers, but when there's a dysfunctional family, there's obviously problems, and there's somebody that's not doing the Lord's will. There's somebody that's not doing the Lord's will because the Lord loves to see happy families. He has an outline how that's supposed to work in Ephesians 6, I believe. Colossians 3 and 4, I think it's something like that. But the end of Ephesians 5 and Ephesians 6, I believe, God outlines. And so he spends time telling us how family is supposed to work. So he wants us to have good, solid families. So Satan wants to derail that, right? So the person that's causing trouble in the family, like I said, I'm not condemning anybody, but families aren't dysfunctional for no reason. You understand. That person is probably listening to the voice of Satan because they're not doing God's will. Satan is going to suggest so many things to you, to that person, whoever it is, and if they act on it, they're listening to his voice. I mean, this is monumental here, and people blame God for their horrible upbringing from their parents. It wasn't God's fault. It was because that person, whoever it was, they sinned. They didn't listen to the voice of God. They listened to the voice of Satan, and as a result, whatever the case may be, maybe they abuse their kids or whatever it is. That was Satan's fault. Satan wanted this to happen. And guess what? It was a result from someone listening to his voice and sinning. Remember, we talked about sin, how it always, always, always hurts the person who is committing the sin, and it always hurts those around them. Because I'm sure that person, sorry, my dog's barking. I'm sure that person who is committing that sin probably feels guilty, and yet at the same time it hurts the people around them. So the person that it affects, maybe the kids are being abused or something. Obviously the parents or whoever's doing the abusing isn't listening to God. They're listening to Satan because Satan wants to see people killed and destroyed. That's what he does. He seeks to steal, kill, and destroy, right? And so they're listening to Satan. Well, on the other end of the token, Satan's whispering to those other people that they're worthless, that they're not any good at anything. They're not lovable because of their parents or whatnot. All that's a bunch of garbage, and he's just trying to keep you bound by a lie. Remember, because the truth makes us free and lies keeps us bound. So he's telling lies, saying that this stuff is all causes or all makes you worthless or terrible or all kinds of other stuff. Now, I mean, I'm not trying to be insensitive here. I know this is a sensitive thing, and I've gone through this myself. I've been part of a dysfunctional family. But I'm just saying here, it doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to be bound by Satan the rest of your life. That's what I'm saying. There is freedom that can be obtained by listening to God's voice. You can make it past that with God's help. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, Satan's whispering, you're worthless, you're never going to do anything, you're a failure, all that kind of junk and garbage. Well, God's going to whisper the opposite. And that's why it's so important to listen to God's voice. That's why it's so important to be born again, because you can't even hear God's voice unless you're born again. So folks, I just wanted to make this video on dysfunctional families. This is the way I understand it, how it affects dysfunctional families and how that works out. So if I understand this is a very sensitive topic, if you want to send me a message or a comment or whatever the case may be, you're more than welcome to. Or you can subscribe down below if you want. Anyways, I just want to say thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching my videos. And I guess I'll talk to you guys later. All right, thanks. Bye.